Today we're going to very quickly create a D&D puzzle with a map to go with it. This isn't a sit down and mull over all the possibilities, make some really smart and well thought out, mind bender, tricky puzzle, all with a highly detailed map that mechanically and narratively weaves the whole conundrum together. Nope, this is a case of think of a problem, don't even bother thinking of a solution, then whip out a little map in 10 minutes or so. This so-called puzzle is super simple, and in short, it's basically get across a big gap. But before we talk about the puzzle itself, let's talk about a little bit of the quest it's a part of and the map itself. The party are walking through an ice cave on their journey to an ancient city. On the way, they need to visit a temple. So for our map, you can see we chucked down an exit to that ice cave and yeeted the temple on the other side. As the astute among you may have noticed, these two are not connected. Instead, there are cliffs on both sides and a rather daunting looking abyss in the center. Now, admittedly, I did mess up the coloring for this abyss. I should have put the black first, then colored the ground near the cliffs rather than the other way around, and this itself doubled the amount of time it took to make this map. Whatever though, it's all good. Now I'm burying the lead a little, but in case it's not already obvious, the puzzle is simple. Get to the other side. And if you fall into the abyss, then, well, I didn't really think of the then. But maybe the party member could be shot out of the abyss, taking a ton of damage. Maybe they could be shot to the other side, accompanying with them a temporary or even permanent debuff. Or you could just have the threat be exactly what you think it would be if you fell into an abyss. Death. I personally chose the latter, even having the NPC guide explain that many other ice giants have attempted to clear the gap, none of which have succeeded and none of which have returned from the black waste below, something which very much amped up the tensions. What consequence you go with can change and is malleable if you're quick with your improvisation, which is kind of what you're requiring the party to do. In truth, this is my preferred puzzle creation strategy, as there's no real specific solution to the abyss. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a large gap the party need to cross. I made it 200 meters or 650 feet, but it can be however large you think it should be. 50 feet, 500 feet, 5,000 feet, whatever, go crazy. Realistically, you do actually need to change the size of the abyss depending on your party's level. 50 feet isn't going to be very difficult for a party of level 16s, but for level 1s, that might be really difficult. More than just the consequences or the de facto solutions, this abyss will definitely have secrets to it, and these should be based on what the party ask about. Maybe they try to scale it. If so, maybe that's possible. Maybe they want to see if there's any invisible platforms. If so, then sure, of course there are. Maybe they attempt to make a catapult device or even transport each other through the druid's wild shape. There are infinite solutions, and whatever way your party succeed should be based off what they ask to do. Now, of course, you can very much still have the players roll skill checks, and if they fail, then there will be consequences to that. Or if it's a situation where the players can only think of ways to get part of the distance, maybe it's a multi-stage procedure. Maybe you have magical floating platforms in the middle of the abyss that work as checkpoints. The abyss as a puzzle is all about creating a simple problem, get across a large gap, then just having the party be creative and think of a solution. When I played this in my campaign, one of the characters had an arrow which could hold 1 ton of weight when a rope was tied to it. So they just shot it across the abyss, then they all grabbed onto the rope and bada beam, bada boom, they were on to the other side. Amazing. Anyway, that's a quick little idea for a simple puzzle that you can weave into your own campaigns. It's realistically only supposed to take 5, maybe 10 minutes, but I had fun with it and I hope you do too. Subscribe to the channel for more D&D content. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.